My name's Chris Williams. I am an artist based in Rhondda. Just completed an artist residency at Welcome to Our Woods at Treherbert in June. Residency was through Welcome to Our Woods in Treherbert. So they're an organisation that are managing the woods for Natural Resource Wales, and because of that, they've opened up that space to the community, which was why I was able to go there to make work from the timber that was in the forest. They were really welcoming, and while I was there, I met various groups. There was a foraging group, a Ramblers Association, who were really quite interested to see what I was doing. And eventually the exhibition is going to go back to the woods, so people can appreciate the work in a natural setting. And I don't know how long the sculptures are going to last, but they'll be there for people to enjoy. I'm normally isolated in that workshop.
Yes.
Got no windows. I go in there, I lock the door, and I just get on my work. So, but yeah, I think Welcome to the Woods, what they do up there is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of what we do in the gallery, but they've got an outdoor space and we've got like a gallery space, so it works well. Yeah, I think I work in wood because I think it's sort of low. It's a material that doesn't require a lot of energy, and you can work with it with your hand. You don't need lots of machines. So if you work in the traditional way, you can make furniture or sculptures with just simple hand tools. So that has less of an impact on the environment because you're not using so many resources.
Okay.
And I think that's quite important. So it's a bit like working in the old-fashioned ways where every village had like a workshop without all these like big factories and things. So I think things like that have become interesting to me because that's really how I work. So I think that's one of the advantages of working with wood. You can literally get hand tools. It takes a lot of physical work. You know, it really is. It's a job for like a younger person, really. But yeah, you can take a tree, you can cut a tree down, you can split the wood, you can chop it up, you can it's pretty amazing, and you can't do that with metal or ceramic, glass, you know. So I think that's quite interesting because as a maker, I like to do everything. I like to source the material, I like to design the project, and I like to make it, which again is sort of a old-fashioned way of making things. Fantastic book I've read recently, and it talks about how I think it was set in the 1880s, and there was a transition at that time from every village having a workshop to all the manufacturing going to the Midlands and everything being made in one factory. And it was really interesting that time because it was like a changeover, and because I feel like I've got a little workshop in the Rhondda, it's just me, and that's like really like 1880s. So, but I do think we need to sort of go back to working more like that so that people don't have to travel miles to get what they want. They can get it on the doorstep, so it might reduce travel and transport as well, which is a really big issue. I've always been interested in nature and getting outdoors, and the landscape does, you know, the landscape of the Rhondda does influence my work because it's something that I'm really interested in. So a lot of my sculptures I see as landscapes. So it's quite a literal translation from what I'm seeing up on the mountain to like this sculpture here this is called terraces. So this is a sculpture made from a piece of wood found from the mountain and at the Rikos. And at the Rikos, there's an area of land that used to be a colliery site, and the land has been terraced to stop it falling in, you know. And so that's why I was looking at that shape. There's quite a literal translation from the landscape. And this sculpture here, again, same area. I was quite interested in the form, and when I made it, I interpreted it as running water. So I see that as like rocks in the running water running through the rivers that you see in the landscape. So, yeah, I would say I think it really does influence my work.